na sawochi konkoya na trasa samaba na sawochi konkoya na trasa samaba na sawochi konkoya na trasa samaba
betutu kania bom asanketua de no so adroba for say ehene ha na me de me ho de me ka wo wakotena baabi ene nkofo kakra bi ahia say yente asanketua de so yente so na nte so kya eno so mo de abetudwa ezuo a ye nom nzu afiri e pa mo to da kra e ma no ye betum wa bra ye be wura dwum busumi mu ye ba betum sika ye fre ne sika manfo de bebo bra na hoto aba no ebi ni ho akatua no se de sitia na tie eno ma bo so da so wo soro no matter how hard they try and they say inflation in 45 41 no matter how hard they try say ombe painting fonyi bi e de a che no ya ye kwadwom ekoto noma e de be gade be ye aduane no gedim se noma boda ne da nyina ekosoro and then 100 cities are wutimi to cement na no na sa na tie etina e wo ho na makai Mustafa Hamid emira bi ba ya Ghana ha wa bena mpuntunwuma nyina ekosoro ni nyina achie na ye nrum pempenso a eye pensioners ankotena eye finance ministry say wo musika bi omde bo aban bosia no e bra so say aban betuo mo nso aban etutu ananse sam kyerɛw sa bena sa de ne ebiansi Mustafa Hamid and now what MPA asem we no kai.
Today, as a Ghanaian, we need to rescue this country. Wallahi, inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country.
No, some Bobio, some from Son, Bobio.
Today, as a Ghanaian, we need to rescue this country. Wallahi, inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country.
What's it? They don't know. Please don't cry. We're lawyer crassing. Please don't cry. One grand nana Asian in cry instead of be obesu more. You can please don't cry. No one say when your fans and no cost one won't sue. Mustafa Hamid sabera no for to ne. And I may sure say ebia enye su na obesu. Ebia obede da form no one muni. Ben now said you from Pima Yamenti, meaning say press conference now we no we be and we are seeing you people for who you are. Mr. Ghana for whom now NDC for to aba, woman ye in peniophobia, woman susuemuno, woman the betima boama to me aba. And Adia be cost one person after the elections. And Gavaji say, oh, ya to a barriers, say, bear party, a better party, but a be much as a Juma. Oh, ma who say Bibo shall say ye billboard over the Abubo Krum Nano, Baba Sadiq Betna, no shed no ma, Naniswa Dihunu. Mamma found go prove is Sisiate, and Sanya Ba say north. Now one of your dim comafa said ye, yes, me chin confonsa, Aju Mutumi Afro Monsem. Nano ne saw a year Santro coffee a lolo a pafo a lolobi. Womo besi ne womuni obi obesi o manemu e wo mrahye bedwafie. And Mudrin said, Nina normal, ye normal, sir. Ye go prove is Lord Boam, Ewa Humano, so down on the dean could him, say parliamentary candidate, Emma NDC, Manu Kuna, wash any musa this year, Ebetua Bar Mano, Yankona, Yanji update to war, near war, ye, and they said ye normal city, ye dear done and him, and it home credible. Lord Boam, ye watching more quaba.
Maybe I'll call me, maybe also.
Where you doom pompan, where to do every hole, ever a year prove is, and persuasion. Kwambe so wabra John Mahama kasa no che say wom se saade na bade ne so wo se de abato we esitie no wo se munyina moye adwuma bom woni honorable kwabra donko akasa na moye nhyehyɛ se ye kɔ yanim no mo be ye adwuma bom no mahwe se tumi no atena eye pro east
yo mini akwame mame nkia o na menkia ahwefo ne atiefo nyina enkankane wona wo na ohwe ni mo se eye osono a odi dream o se niema wo Ghana ha eye camp 2024 December 7 e ba pamna afri kum akoi Unim se Pro East the NDC yes stronghold baako pa Pro East. Nyame boa. Sanke kamenkwa se makonya dia. Anke ne adwuma kakra bi a obeye bia sanka obetuma nyatumi no. Enso ohwe adwumaden aye na ye dia koye ni ma na se ye ni abrese ye wura John Dramani Mahama. Ye beboa no ama pedi pia votes no e betimi kwa triple ne be ya ye say ye ma 99.9% of the voter population no out to Obama the NDC and Yera John Dramani Mahama and that is what we have decided to do. Well, kwabna donko me no ka say is here ye think it ho me team we are in the peace building process ayeko ba me no ka say me sure say we ni Ghana na nyame bwana Obabaka, all arrangements are in place. The other candidate or can the and no, you share on any team, you know, say, when 2 and 3 be by during the elections, no, you see, you be a nipa bako. If you talk on a now queen, now, ye day, it's ever ye, your best says, Obi and Samra, yen traffic, yen come, yen, yeah. Said you be an NDC channel and check near Ken Boom. I there was here now that they are facing election until we are in the process.
What's up, minor jija? I mean, IMF from where ye bay, it will be Mususiano, a baba Buama, Sikasama, na Ajegwe, a sabe money muso. Sano mana man for Kikano, a bit was a sound of 4 day, Wabra Yako 2024. I'm a man for Anya dream. He say, oh. Anya Biakra, I am from one of the Dane Normandy, breaking the 8 in a bit my basso. Bibi Sabet Bessie.
Always say, when it comes to economy and once and summer, I am not a deeper pina, yet the IMF, Bosnia, and a Baba economy. And this how, I mean, and this how, I don't get this MPP, Omunim Geni Omunian Samuno. Nanka Sastiano, and Comunco Yakinki party, and Tresanka IMF Crown has the Bakubi. And then they adding all of a sudden, yet U10, jubilated the IMF, MIA 3 billion. All of a sudden, a new film, you know, adding to the chair U10, a discusses there. I think the Ghana economy need be. Me pato kwame wutu na wuniska me fanasa wuniska na ko bobo sia say ene wa babu am ho wanya ska wanya bo am so ma 3 million na go am 3 million all of a sudden umu wani ji se wanya ska na ska no unja back
but Santia say no one for more.
Exactly, we should just analyze it in that simple context.
Right.
Say Ghana, yes, I want to say, and so dream nekata to say as Ghana, to the point say our simple economy is we managing NTA castle. Name me yes, I couple Bosiama, Bosiana, Yako Bonti, Ghana for Mosi, and I would do Ghana Post and Authority, I would do Port Haboa.
Yeah,
and what it's Bosiana, Ebemasana, Yana. And there will be a woody baby, a yarn near Cranema free amon on a barbaton. And then you get training asset. You see, Casa, because economy not to some to the point, say, and then no kita or capital $100,000. $100,000 equivalent cities. And then she cannot stand because $100,000 not dollar near by 4.8 some time ago. And then dollar and I'm 12 cities and I'm 13 cities. It is a woody our capital now, Ukraine. Asa, it is a wood needed to require. And yes, as what you would train us. It is a buying because of Quaco Bobosian, and a Bosian boom, and never Magana fun into my perfect. There's a simple analysis cry, can. Oh, man, you know.
Okay, we did just 30 seconds. Mami, wabra, you didn't come on a banner here. Sanchez, we are with you today. Yamfa addition what proof is. What would in some nasses are? Because in Pempi, you know, somebody say ya. Say within the last minute, and I'm said no more than inti. Now, man, for you almost say, on ya krona na political party no wa ben ni mu no wonu mom and ebo ne ho modern pro is ya fa nyam fato ho silent ase ni city ho
kwame bosia bono pro is what ya say ya bosia na yeru akofo de ne mpanyufo say omo de omo ko da ame no ma jaba ba pro is for him say ukobo bosia na de ba ukuma sika na nya wotia eti animani mu ya ide o yire nkwa mu be nya because what could just chata wata to de babo akoma na yenwe otina sem da tia sem ebebo economy no eti ehun sunsan so ye den eno na pro is for tina sem we da bi enkofo be eye na da eno mo de da dan eti nya ade ebebo ya ma economy no ayeyi because economy mo bragu ho no minim say enan say ya status here the das ye kuko villages near dance woni de omoka almost ye account drama ni mama ba obebre pa honorable se mo ba mo bebre adenti no omoka sa almost economy no atetia pansam etiafe ni ye ba be ye ni ye ni etimi ahwe Ghana for so even the ordinary Ghanaian enim said ye ra akofo adone na mambo eye no edi oye ne pa na ba be to Ghana.
That's right.
Even the ordinary person in Pro is knows that the MPP for and yeah, dear boy.
Very well. Okay, Honorable Lord Buam, you have community at least for now. Now, Niakano, Oban Kraya, Waba Studio, not yet to me, Ebiamuye, Ora, Emmanuel Kwakubuam, aka Lord Buam, and I'll tell you, that's it. Parliamentary candidate, NDC Emmanuel Kono, will prove is in Pessoa. But what studio I say, Wabra Yebo, Tonton Sansan, Yanimba, Nimini, a year wonder Victor Kuto, Esquire, or no one was say, I know, a barber come war. And right, Temua, a free a year court as a Nibia, a buyer, a far, a year member of parliament, Emma Ase North, Honorable Jachi Quason, and 7 lawyer Aquaba Marching so.
So, Marching.
But me did say Bibia the Dean. Okay, at Temua for no Mujina, Article 942A, Ewo Yemra Pono so. And omode omatemu ne buy ube chechim nothing so send ye city and in susu aso no wetima dan na di e de ache but mame ma wontie eye de edi kan adehye wo Ase North said your mubusi afuo efa sa atemu na e buy nra no tie wait o ma na yemra studio.
I am not excited. I am also not sad. After the election, when we heard about the court case, it dampened our spirit. So we are now looking forward to vote for another MP.
Mr. Kwesi, who can lead the Ase North. Since 2020, after the general election, we have been prepared fully. Even if today itself, when there is a re-election, we are ever ready to meet this MPP people. As them, they have candidates.
Eti na adehye wo eye Ase North omon 70 bi no lawyer atemu no emra pon no ba bia atemuafo no gina ya wo mo de sa atemu no ba ni ncheche mu me ente ase na fa ya ba said ye adehye ebusiafu ehonsem
pachoyo me da ase pa dedi kan I will say me ma yeti for ehu say and the judgment ne ba no the reasoning enyam ba just said the entire Supreme Court eka the mo kan ndra no enyam ba
e de no mo kan
oh so mo say MP and our former MP for Ase North no omo ni din
obeben kasa mu na mame
former MP no omo yi ni din fi records no mu
okay
just say his election and the subsequent swearing in was null and void of no effect. Unconstitutional.
Yes. And family
exactly.
It's yenny din free and woman cracked him. It is so many declines on MP.
That's right.
Wow.
That's right. Now, as some of the Supreme Court was an interpretative matter. And I make a say they looked at Article 94(2)(a). For the purpose of this discussion, let me just read that. Article 94(2)(a). A person shall not be qualified to be a member of parliament if he owes allegiance to a country other than Ghana. It's the same way and the Supreme Court. Now na maka no reasoning embaye, but essence say constitutional matter nintino. We now have to look at what goes into constitutional interpretation. In the case of Republic versus Special Tribunal, ex parte Akosa, the grounds at which you look at constitutional matters. Never been Supreme Court interpretation of a constitution. Akosa, ex parte Akosa case no ebaye. They can see if the words are unclear or ambiguous. If the words are unclear,
just say
provisions no. West no and should I clear.
Okay. And some and now
exactly.
And some bay and some free.
No, I mean I'm telling the grounds upon which a constitution will be interpreted.
Okay.
Okay,
so and some now what your mum anymore.
That's right. It's a ground to interpret the constitution. They told me, you know, if parties give rival meaning, until for example, Article 92 ACC, Party AC, say be citizenship, no, I was say renounce and I was setting it aside before we picking nomination. Another party said they be the most important things by the time you better abano, you've already set aside that citizenship. So if rival meaning is put on the particular provision, then it's a ground for the Supreme Court to interpret the constitution. Wow. I'm just trying to
educate the public. Mo say bia omo de asem na court no aye di asem ye gina mo so di asem no say afane me enu nyina obi ancheche mu enhia zencheche mu ni nhia.
That's right.
E dey na be see.
So it's a ground for interpretation.
Okay.
And having said this, no, it means it was proper. The matter was proper before the Supreme Court for them to interpret. Now, talking about constitutional interpretation, we need to also look at the attributes of a constitution. Attribute of a constitution. The kind constitution is a living organism capable of growth. What it tells us is that yes, constitution, the money a black and white from 1992. This constitution. However, as the country develops, the constitution also what develops.
Wow.
The constitution is sui generis. A part of the constitution, a unique document made for a particular country. So this constitution is only applicable to Ghana.
It's a point in the same.
The point in the same. The Dikai says Supreme Court my judgment a case we want. Also say the constitution is capable of what? Growth. And yet black and white necessarily. You cannot just look at the letter of the constitution. You must also look at the intent of the lawmaker.
Benya no na atemu for no here enra.
Exactly. That's why I want to give the framework and I zoom into the discussion.
Right.
We say where constitutional interpretation matter. Me person the politics be frafra law no. You can't law ni wia na after the yaka politics no. Into person it for what goes into constitutional interpretation. So I'm trying to give you some of the attributes of the constitution so that our listeners can also judge objectively. One of the attributes of the constitution is the constitution is a living organism capable of growth. What it means is that anytime you are giving an interpretation to the constitution, you must look at the mood of the country. You must look at the development of the country in interpreting the constitution. You cannot interpret the constitution like any other ordinary document. And nothing that you see some documents are non-statutory. They do not have the force of law. But this particular document that we are talking about is the constitution, the supreme law of the land, Article 1-2. So when you are interpreting such a document, you must interpret it in a manner.
Why? I mean, I understand how difficult it was, but boy, you said be you know bet me. You know, person call law school ni bi nti mo
yes, Abraham. Who interpret the constitution? I was taking into consideration. Or minor, how ye also take into consideration. But say, over fan say, oh, constitution say this, also a man say, about me hard
mood of the nation as such as I say on minor yet to be a womb. Said your mind must sit here, Sasana Pache, say before woman, I said, ye, say,
you see, document, a living document,
yes,
a legal document,
yes,
it is also a political testament. It takes into consideration our historical antecedents. And yes, Lanka president, vice president, can you speaker and president?
Yes, yeah.
It's because of our historical antecedents. President that for Tukwana coup d'etat. Exactly. So
it's no one here. Exactly. Yes, a president and vice Tukwana speaker. and a back to say president.
Exactly. Though president, so maybe I want to say a president, but still locally, no. You see, will be acting as president. So what I'm trying to say is that if you look at the historical antecedent, the mood of the country, the developmental agenda of the country, factor that in your decision making. That is why, for me, I'm keenly interested in the reasoning, because one, can we even equate citizenship to allegiance?
As such as saying.
So, we see allegiance, it means loyalty, like. We are Ghanaian, that's why dream and now does as our country from. What is the basis of that? The fact say a US passport doesn't mean that the person owes an allegiance to that country.
Okay, that is all part says the fact will be a bit my Timemuni wa Canada no. And no just so Canada ni and as ni Bibia what in Canada.
That's citizenship. Can we automatically say once work as citizenship of Canada? Does it mean you owe allegiance to Canada?
Okay.
I'm very much so reason in the bar. The court will have to distinguish and explain all of this.
No better than
they will publish it.
No, make us a better than one who say only a corner or owe allegiance to my Ghana and answer who owe allegiance to Canada. Better than one. How would you interpret?
Wonderful question. No, or some no, you can say I don't think framers of the constitution or man can dual citizen or Article 2A.
Okay.
All of them can citizenship. Or man can say if you owe a citizenship of another country, they talk about allegiance only. They talk about allegiance only. So when you're interpreting such a document, then you must know. So, at the time the person was even elected, he has to renounce his citizenship. Before nomination was even open, he has taken steps. Though the certificate of renunciation hasn't been given to him by the candidate authority, he has taken steps to set aside that citizenship. But the person mechanically say, essence reasoning by because we don't want to be cited for contempt, we are careful.
Okay, Tobo, my person would see a members of parliament, Nimiano members of parliament in India, and run no more court, and then and say, be able to do that. You take a cranafi, you to uncommon. So, tell mammy.
We are disappointed about this particular adjournment because the matter has been in abeyance for some time. We have rather pushed for the panel to be constituted for this matter to be gone into. We were duly notified. We came to court. A series of other cases have also been adjourned. We got the indication that the court will sit and go into this matter. However brief that will be, only for us to be told that it's adjourned to next week, Wednesday. No date has been, no reason has been assigned, just like that. And it appears to be the trend these days. In fact, in my own case regarding the status of the two first ladies, the two first ladies and the second ladies issue, this will be the 15th adjournment from last year, April. And it is not fair when you make litigation more economically painful for plaintiffs who come to court and other parties who are also held before court. So we want the court, as much as we revere the court, we want them to assign reasons, cogent reasons why some of these adjournments are done in some of these important cases. My brother has been injuncted from performing his public functions until a matter is finally determined. His constituents are deprived of his services as an elected representative of them. And he comes to court and goes away, comes to court and goes away. And
where before we crowd the time the two guys said in that case no AC call I say case no so I say so I say two that say yeah Nina na will be munsusu no I mean anantia bedroom be a way I don't know a be monso adwin yo mo na kakra watemu ba enrai.
Oh, the mechanism for case adjournment there very normal within our jurisprudence. Normal say journey case not there. And these are some of the things we need to look at as a country. Honorable the firm can be far the financial aspect of
that's right.
And the work of court is you say to Ashada and all those things. Even in normal cases, who said some land case be those who started the case, they are dead and gone. Their children are dead and gone, but still a case no go so. So generally, that issue of adjournment, we need to look at it as a country the delay in the justice system. But Nina can facilities now that they know our capacity and all of that. But back to this issue. The matter before the Supreme Court has not been determined.
Okay.
It's a matter of constitutional interpretation. Now,
yes, our interpretation.
Yes, has the Supreme Court, we need to ask ourselves, have they seized the opportunity to give this document, to treat this document as a living organism?
Document by a constitution.
The constitution. But you see, sometimes look at Zinato case, no, and Shraj case, as part of Richard Anna. Court can say, if the words are clear, there's no need for interpretation.
And something with Dawa. You
see, okay. And yesterday, one of the stations, so we catch people in the say, you should be careful in commenting on this matter, because one day, Abesi or more, they don't have to make a U-turn. When you talk about law, you have to be consistent. And tell me, make us say, though you know affect you, I want us to stick to the law. Article 94(2)(a), a patch said.
94(2)(a),
a patch said. The Supreme Court has given their ruling. Say, once at the time of nomination, he has not renounced his citizenship. No, he was not qualified to be a member of Parliament, and for that matter, his election subsequent swearing is null and void and of no effect. We, as an NDC, we take a different view. Our view is that at the time he was elected as a member of Parliament, no, he was not a citizen of Canada.
Okay.
At the time he was sworn in as a member of Parliament, he was not a citizen of Canada.
Why no denounce the Canadian citizenship? No?
Okay. So the process of renunciation is different from the time the certificate of renunciation was awarded him. On the certificate, November of 2020.
Sata no matter abanawie.
Debi.
Namo ba betuaba.
Neighbor Twabada.
Sabra no parliamentary candidate.
Yes, of NDC.
Okay.
So that time no so na is to be a nomination that in October. That was a month before. But I was saying you say no one's putting application. And what does the Canadian law says? Once you put in application for renunciation, it's as dim as you no longer have. You cannot enjoy certain rights and benefit that comes to the citizenship. And once on the application had to say on person or Canadian citizen, it was enough. It was enough. But in the certificate of renunciation about November,
it is a Canada brand Wagana Hana you say.
Another man can say the constitution is silent on it. But we must also take inspiration from the local laws of Canada. Country now, we are looking at the allegiance that he has towards them. They are saying, say, once you put an application, you cannot enjoy some rights and benefits. Then we want to punish him. That because the authority has not physically awarded him the certificate, he is not entitled to it. I mean, Nakakra. Okay. Now, so anytime let's wait for the reasoning. You the entire Supreme Court, but you who
are the besi ebesisa bibiana because abre ebiade say komoya ekoso eye asen north ye ene say is the insurance ye moabo ye ho na saba bi ne ebeto ani insurance ne ento e sa na komo na eko
and pa me so me say general secretary Honorable Fifikweti was sign press release to the public. It's clear said the party is solidly behind the former MP.
Honorable Judge Kwesi.
Yes, it is a by-election, be a background. No one idea. He didn't call.
It's not just about to be basso.
Oh yes. Once and MP, the one in question, the former MP, no Sakasa, says he leaves it to the higher court of conscience.
And Waka.
Yes, Waka. And it means that he's not going to litigate again.
Okay.
It is a by-election.
It's what Jabe.
Yes. According to him himself.
No, but some more I'm for more case money yeah atemu for na nyadwen money o nyadwen wo atemu na buy na nchase ne say doesn't mean say bobekwa ko challenge and answer there. Okay. So I mean especially was abre ya client ne ka say oh meja bibia ma so conscience
as lawyers you take instruction from your clients. So unless say be a former MP nakasaka say monko review. You know once Supreme Court gives a ruling, you cannot appeal it. The only thing you can do is to go for review per the hierarchy of the court. You can only go for a review. So if the former MP can review once some law, so look on the higher court of conscience, and you your lawyer you can't do that. You cannot do that. It's against the ethics of the profession.
Yeah.
However, The party has come out with a directive that look, he's going to be the candidate of the NDC if there's any by-election, and we are going to support him. On the basis of that, once the CEO of the party, Dwabo Ase, you better tie for my MPNH for the by-election and hoping that he wins. But my concern is that a precedent has been set. That's my point. Yes. And to say that we must not say so. Oh, we are going people into Kovano. Okay, that is my argument.
Me person would say Kaniman John Dramani Mahama, Wabra Wakasafa, Dua Citizenship and Sensamo, and Afensura, Jashi Quasin, Seven Sabrina, El Cota, India, Seven say, Yendia Seven, Ebrano Boa Prono, and Anana, or de Sa and Semwe, Etuga. Se video na ready, Intia Kanafe, Yentuan Common.
Ghana, our motto is freedom and justice. It means that of all the values that we hold dear, justice is one of them. Unfortunately, sometimes the justice system does not work for everybody. The justice system has not worked for the people of Ase North, and it hasn't worked for Honorable Joe Quaison. There is a blight on our system of justice that for such a long time, the Ase North people have been deprived of their MP representing them appropriately in Parliament. There's a blight on our justice system that the writ that is supposed to remove an injunction on him carrying out his functions as an MP has been pending before the courts for 1 year now. As a result of that, he cannot work in Parliament. And in addition, it has reduced the size of the minority in Parliament by 1 vote. It's unfortunate. And it's my hope that whoever are responsible for what is happening take steps to ameliorate the situation as early as possible so that the people of Ase North can have access to representation in Parliament.
Well, Sansi is here now, His Excellency John Mahama, no friend, I know Nabe, as he said, Timua for no do Matemu Abetuga. But you see, Assemble can a very instructive. I may sure say, Obi share free Ase North, or no so Bepasi Besi Sudia. And he said, for 1 solid year, now addition was Ase North. Woman you be a Wobejino Manemu or Mrasha Bejafi, share a year Bosia Hodua, Yadi Wujuma or Memua. She a year emerensi esi ahodoa akoso ewo eyemrahye bedwafie Ase North vonne enkasa no ma no meaning say Ghana ya ye yuma film satemu ya bay ene de makai sunsun so bay se ye de kwa dwindwin mu a wo pense mu a lawyer wo say
it's worrying. Say we will have a constituency without a member of parliament. It's worrying. Now so can be a fasal. Say we have a constituency or communities, group of communities without a member of parliament. They're very worrying because when you talk about members of parliament, representative for and they fight for resources for their communities. It's a sin of why never fight your mom. These are the issues we have to look at. But President Mahama can be, which is even much more instructive, and I'm sure so will play. Or see, let me add also 2025, 7 January, but any president Buma, or amend the constitution.
Okay.
So, dual citizens can also take up certain positions.
Matisa MPP for credit this uncommon. How much as you want to an amount be
that's right. See,
meaning say as him here.
Who research the top, intimidating them once what to be. Look, I'm so glad because we share foreign exchange. If outside a Ghana. I can tell you, say, if you look at the foreign exchange, if outside, it is a Ghana for or more remittance or more outside, more send Ghana.
That's right.
The money they bring in a year is more than our total revenue generated here. Until we share Ghana for no more outside, or more family for, or more money man is Canada, the escomode bar. Why should we prevent them from holding public offices? Are they lesser Ghanaians by virtue of they living outside?
So be been a palm or more.
You see, and if you look at this condition,
Black Rasta say, somewhere your money, I go on free memo, and go to be man show. Empress say woman be temem for was our mind so.
Asamo.
What's the answer? And come on,
yes. Enti we just can if you outside the bagana. Na say you see Sankrofo or these Ghanaians cannot hold certain positions.
Yeah.
Akakakra. Now, and one thing you see, the move by the former president. So Obedani President Benjamin Inshallah is the next president of Ghana. He has the political will to push for the amendment of the constitution. Essence, if you look at the difficulties in this country, where is it light bill?
Yeah, but
dum so asaba.
But I bind declare.
Oh, Abba.
Was it gas anywhere?
Branding on way.
Was it
branding? But dum so Abba. Prices are cost through transport, fuel and other. The entity say Ghana for no more money. And then most of this come boy kakakra. Look at the exchange rates now they are there. Like a Ghana for no more as most in this car. You can imagine what will happen in this country if we just to rely on local funds. And if we have Ghanaians outside supporting the economy, does it make them lesser Ghanaians for us to punish them by saying they cannot hold certain possessions?
But at the more for the dear partner and commit my, I mean, looking at concerns here, raising and Matthias running for Yamuta says sometimes the court of public opinion also a bois a judge for Emma aim for more decision in terms of judgment or more deba. Now, I don't think in this case they say a man for no do one and no answer that 9 went. It was our team way.
Again, objectively speaking, no, the courts must also not always be swayed by public opinion.
Oh, that?
Yes, because they must look at the law and set very good precedents. At the end, you feel say, oh, maybe the next 10 years, it may not matter. So normally, no set a precedent that you make sure say.
But case when you're unique.
Oh no, but this is the first time the issue of Article 94 to yes, so to that extent, unique in terms of the matter before the Supreme Court. You can't reasoning. That is what I was saying.
You can't reason in a business idea.
Oh,
I mean, if that's one show, I was they think over the church we buy and you're part of the business. More quack to aba.
Oh, only the
I said not to for no money or be or you know my name will raction with the fear. Yeah, what's your canon on
Jamaica say?
Oh, but church will go as a
general secretary or issue letter. No, he acknowledges say, although the Supreme Court has not given its reasoning.
I get it.
He acknowledged that fact and then went ahead to talk about the other situations that have happened in the past. Say Supreme Court and your this is a very good gent argument by the General Secretary and has gone on to inform us as a party say by election Baswa for my opinion one I didn't call. Now I was saying a tiny which we agree we are going to do.
Okay, my main kind of Nana walk and I'll say 50 have making reference to cases in BSC in the past. So I say in the light of many previous decisions that we are aware of, including decisions in cases involving Honorable J.H. Mensah,
that's right,
Honorable Baba Jamal,
that's right,
Honorable Peter Mewu, that state that the Supreme Court does not have the jurisdiction to invalidate a parliamentary election and that the High Court is where such matter should be taken. It seems strange to us that the Supreme Court gave this decision. Moreover, there is no doubt that the Honorable James Jachikwe did not owe allegiance to any other country, whether at the time of his nomination, election, or swearing in. We also look forward to seeing the reasons that the court will provide. Yes, you are looking forward, but what would those reasons do? What would it change?
So, funny say, reason by ne, na say Supreme Court and some grounded in law. It can create an uproar in this country. Is it that is why I don't want to talk about it? By reason the banners suddenly is so clear.
The first time and why? By a person yeah.
But you see, if the reason comes and it's so clear, Ghanaians we are very objective. If the reason comes is so clear, look, we'll just clap our hands and say we will all be guided by this going forward. But if there's a reason the banner say you can read.
Now we a political case, and then it's just a reason in the bar. Obiabeka say we are clapping, especially when it is not in favor of a particular political party.
If you know the NDC very well, the NDC as a political party, we are law abiding, we believe in the rules and regulations and all of that. It's a reasonable, and if it goes well, but that's what I'm saying, the reasoning must be grounded in law. And the General Secretary has hinted us that look, if you look at past
judgments,
yes. So the General Secretary is telling us something that look, there's no way
John Pierre Peter Meu.
So there's no way that's what the General Secretary is telling us that look, there's no way the reasoning can be out of what we already know. However, let's wait for it. So by 7th of June, I'm sure it's in that letter. Say by 7th of June, that about reasoning. So let's wait and see what informed the court decision. But what I'm saying is that we're a constitutional matter. Once the constitutional matter, we must look at the rules governing constitutional interpretation and all of that. And I think say you and I are the power. You're discussing. Me can name say why a law.
Law school crab, you see what that. But last question, me busa. Wabra ye ura say north. And they say addition was we any party so more. And of course, what in category what in Kayabia. Saying addition was say north. Womu hunu de akoswe. E dia no munye. Said be ya sa pere yona womu hwehwe no womu sabeka.
Yes. Naturally, they'll be bothered. It's like me know it ho in a kusku baku papa de ko e de school de bia ba wo de esi papa manis fan na school ho. Other students papa de mo be school ho mo tike mo na agese ba wo nko de esi papa e wasam. Man be school. Naturally you will not be happy. Naturally, I do not expect the people of Asinov to be happy, including even the MP people over there. Because if you don't have a member of parliament, it doesn't mean and this it affects.
But that's so many of you. Almost say enya by the MP for
because they want their candidates to be the MP. But in terms of the development of the town, it will affect everyone. It will affect everyone. They can't at least though MP before those, but at least they are all affected.
It feels so new. 7 years in it. They are all affected.
So that is where we are as a nation. Until on the specific matter of Asinov, maybe the message and say, "Ajubro, it's strong. These are constitutional matters. We are trying to resolve it." And once almost say by election, by more former MP Swaka so also ajim to the higher court of conscience, the public court. We as a political party, the General Secretary has spoken on our behalf. Say, look, we are going to present the former MP as our parliamentary candidate.
Okay.
And we have no option but to support him. We don't say, oh, there could be criminal matters. The fact that you are standing a criminal trial does not preclude you or does not stop you from contesting as a member of parliament. And also, the standard of proof in criminal matters are not the same for civil matters.
But I know a bit done already. I mean, it's a criminal aspect, you know. I won't soon be an.
Oh yes, if he's convicted, then again he will be punished. He cannot be a member of parliament. But he has not been convicted. And then I can say criminal matters you need to prove beyond reasonable doubt. The standard of proof is not the same as civil matters when it's on the balance of probabilities. And those saying oh, because there's a possible criminal trial against him, he should not contest. It's neither here nor there.
Okay.
Because he has not been convicted of any crime. Thank you.
Me da say lawyer me da say ebusuafo ansa na ye Tonton Sansan ebeto no ye gusu a ye expose no ma hodo a ekoso mem na no me beka cho say MPP fo bi a ye mo parlemfo adwuma bi so mo nye no omumu ba ko no ofiase ba ko so onu FM wa beka che mo say ye ma no ye board pass nkon kan cha man for say John Mahama esi hotel wo Dubai e ma no koto plane ticket wo share that plane ticket say wo kwa korre say so called hotel. Now they say a free and sentry for so about manufacture so the latest amanyonia a drachina what can a new masam a honorable say chairman sabosu shaway nafe madam lawyers in your queen shaway.
So for my yes yeah my yes except for so I want to know all so many days about the egg. And say, easy away. Say, woman, say, you have the I'm saying, I mean, so online is it's not like one TV in see Washington. Now, suddenly, what to say, and for what if you go, any IMF work back negotiations, and for what if you go, and no Tino, and the good fear, we must say, invest just as
I shall let you show one by one. Be a can and was what yet to said Mahama and a 2 dooms. I say, was also yet to say, Brother Mahama move through or no, no economy up a Jenny Tricacra, or mobile, or Baba saying, what yet to. And you want to a wood yet, and he said, Mahama, your bed, and Mahama, dear, no, what the ma. Chairman Sabos, what tell, dear your mamma, by ye, and then dear your mamma, a bit by ye. But lawyer, what made us in a be sure we are with this uncle with you. And we are teaching for
you catch them. So, no, so President Mama, incompetent, incompetent, you catch them for say, look, do so. President Mama is stopping. One time. And Nuna, former energy minister, Boache Jacob, the Nibeji, one holding my yard with the Pameno.
That's right.
Because the President Mama, she said, you man, why you come on? But some politics into almost power binding. Yeah. Intro the evidence. Now, and I can say, would you also open facts power? No, majority leader. And I can say, look, the economy was stable. Doom so was a thing of the past, credited to the former president. Now,
why did it take him this long? That no way.
Better late than never.
Hey, but last one, speaker, he said not judge question can be any attorney swabber. In Zambia, we have a we bet we may not ban every man.
Oh, see, then they are in law a kind of presumption of regularity. As at the time, no moved to Abano, who was
judge question.
Yes, no, your wine.
MP.
That's right.
I say no.
That's right. That's right. Now, and yes, I just went there, levy. Ni nyama ya approve and so no show. And so you can see levy scanner on my job on the move my fire camera back. And I will have won't be that one.
Because I'm here.
No move for them no move for them mouth.
Like every night, brother, don't say Pamini say also the other Jenny Puka Wonder Victor Kuto or Mrenimini was also a national executive member a year. A national executive member ewo NDC legal team no ebusuafo na woten nka me do as lawyer ene wo bra onyama ebusuafo ha ne ye Tonton Sansan no ebesie ya bono bre o so ye bensie